Hey everybody, this is Yoritomo and I'm coming back with another AFK Cats video. This time I'm going to be looking at the new reset and reroll update that was just released. So this is what a lot of people have been asking for. They have their artifacts, they get this amazing legendary artifact, and it turns out to be garbage. All the rolls are awful. So this was released to hopefully fix some of that. So right here on the screen you can see something that Yalt posted to Discord. So here's some of the different things that you can do with the artifact. So the first one is resetting the artifact to level 1. So this blows it away. And this is a good option, I think, if you've got a legendary artifact that is like a necklace, something that's one of the best in the game, the ring, the HP necklace thing. If you've got one of those and you roll garbage, so you've got two options. You can either just dust it so that you've got more of the dust for your other artifacts, but you could get another bad one. So if you were to buy that same artifact in the store, it's going to be 5,000 gems. So my perspective is that spending 1,000 gems on a completely brand new roll on everything is probably worth it. Now, a lot of these prices are fairly spendy, unfortunately, but that didn't really surprise me. The devs don't want you just completely re-rolling and re-rolling and re-rolling until you get everything perfect. It's just the way these games go. And you can do some re-rolling, but it does get expensive. So the first option is just resetting it to level 1. All of the dust that you used does not come back, unfortunately. So the further you are into an artifact, the more it costs to reset it, just in the fact that your dust isn't returned. So the other things that you can do are re-rolling an element and re-rolling an attribute. And this is only done if you get coins in the markets, and they're fairly expensive. But this really comes in handy because there's some people that have been saying every artifact that I get is fire. I don't need a fire artifact. So this allows you, the first one is to just re-roll the element of your elemental attribute. So if you've got, plus 50% skill damage, so a really good roll, but it's fire and you really want it to be something else, you can give this a try. Unfortunately, it's very expensive and you still have a 1 in 5 shot of getting what you're looking for, including that fire element that you're trying to get away from. So if you take a look at the cost here on a legendary, and again I'm focusing on the legendaries because those are really the end game. Those are the ones that people care about. The epics you might consider doing this too, but the rare and the common, you're going to get so many of those, it just doesn't matter. And really, it's those legendaries that are going to make and break the game for you. So if you look at this, 2,000 dust is a considerable amount of dust, but those coins, if you look at the cost there, if it's 150 gems each and it takes 10 coins, that's 1,500 gems to reroll your element. So you better really like that elemental attribute, because that costs more than just resetting the thing back to 0 or to level 1. So that's expensive, but there are cases where you might want to do that. And then there's the reroll attribute, and this one I actually like. It's still expensive, but it's not as bad, and oftentimes you get a really lousy attribute, and some of my legendary artifacts are from before they made it harder to roll the really lousy ones, so I've got a few lousy rolls. So for that, it only costs 1,000 dust, and then it's only 5 coins, and those are 100 gems each. So it's 500 gems. So everything here is expensive, but this one I can see where you could really use it. So let's take a look in the game. So here are my artifacts, and again, I've got some really good ones. Like this one, there's really nothing I want to re-roll. I mean, maybe if hit chance was higher or energy gain was higher, that'd be great, but overall, that one is absolutely amazing. But here's another Sharpshooter's necklace that I have, and it's got a great skill damage here. This would be great for Cleocatra or Silius or one of those sun cats that really has a skill that does a massive amount of damage. But if you look at some of these, shield strength is pretty much worthless, and range is worthless. So armor's nice, dodge chance isn't too bad, but range I really have no use for. So I do have some of the coins. I've got 10 coins and some dust. So let's take a look. If you scroll down, so range is what I'm wanting to change. But look at this. You can only pick one attribute. So up here I've got the shield strength. I won't be able to do anything about that. I will be able to re-roll this however much I want. So I can keep trying and trying and trying for something good. And really, in my mind, this is just to get rid of the garbage rolls, the really lousy things on the artifact, so that you have something usable. So let's give this a try and see what happens. So reroll. Are you sure? Yes, I am sure. Armor penetration, that's better than range. And I got the best roll on that, so I will take that. So there you can see that, at least in my case, I took something that was absolutely garbage, and now I have something that isn't spectacular, but it's useful. So I'm happy with that. So let's take a look at some of the other things. So here I've got the cat eye protectors, not something I'm really caring that much about. It's got a decent elemental attribute here, or elemental modifier. You'll notice that I can't reset anything. It's level 5. Here's a level 6. I still can't. And again, this one really needs to be reset. The rings are great. 7% hit chance is garbage. This one's level 10, and now you see that we have this reset button here. So on this one, this is a max roll for hit chance again, and you're really probably going to put this on a tank. Right now I have it on Sir Poops a lot. So hit chance doesn't do anything for him. Now the dodge chance is actually pretty good on a tank, but I'm not going to use this with hit chance. It's just not going to happen. So in this case, I feel like it's worth it to try this. And again, this only if you've got the gems and you've got your epic weapons that you need. And this is my only one of these kitty keychains. So I would actually like this to be very good. And I'm either going to have to wait forever to get it in Treasure Hunt, or possibly buy one for 5,000 gems, or in this case spend 1,000 and maybe have it good. So it's a gamble, unfortunately, and it's an expensive one. Let's see what happens. And yes, I'm sure I want to do that. So now it is down at base level again. So let's see how lucky I get. This very well could be worse than what I just had. Level 4 and new attribute roll. Skill damage. So that, it's fire, but it's skill damage. And max skill damage. So that is something that is usable. And I like that. I don't particularly like the fire because that means it will only be on General Horus. But in my mind, that really improved this artifact. So there you have it. There's a few things that you can do to try to change your artifacts, make them better. I think sometimes it'll be a gamble and you'll lose. Sometimes you win. It's very expensive, but at the end of the day, if you're really looking for strong legendary artifacts, this may be the way to go. So there you have it. This has been your Tomo talking about artifacts. As always, stay safe at home. I appreciate comments, likes, subscribes. Your Tomo out.